Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. God will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. God will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. And you will not have the room. Because of you, but because God's good, and you will not have the room to receive it. God will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing.
Talisha Holmes, everyone.
Good morning. My name is Gwendolyn Smith, and I'm a practitioner here, and I will be doing your reading and your treatment for today. But let's give Tasha another hand for that wonderful song. Oh! If you are not recharged after that, what are you waiting for? Okay, let's just bring it on in. I will be doing a reading from Ernest Holmes. Today is a new beginning. And this is from his Creative Ideas book. I live today as though the words of my affirmative prayer were already accomplished, facts in my experience. I empty my mind of every fear and doubt. I forget that which is past and have no fear of the future. I live in harmony with people and with all situations that surround me. I see and feel the presence of good running through everything. I have complete faith, and divine presence reveals itself to me in every thought, every word, every act. My whole expectancy is of much more good and better. The future is bright with hope and fulfillment. Today is the start of my new and more successful achievement. And so it is. Now, if you would just take a breath and get centered. As we do a treatment, you can make it first personable to yourself. There's one mind, one magnificent presence, and I am one with it. Infinite mind inspires me. Infinite power expresses through me. Infinite love heals me. I am one with this inexhaustible source as it raises the frequency of my vibration to let me learn from my past and expect to enjoy my future. Nothing in the past controls me, nor defined who I am. I am spirit divine, and I am choosing and surrendering to a greater life of God's expression in focused action of love, peace, freedom, joy, divine health, abundance, wholeness. As I release this treatment in a perfect unfoldment, forever creating with ease, joy, and glory, with deepest gratitude, and so it is.
Let me take a quick minute to introduce the band. Our featured vocalist, an Ohio native, and who does spend time in Nashville. Thank you. She's a wonderful jazz, blues, and R&B singer, so let's welcome Talisha Holmes. And then on drums, a longtime member of the CSLN music team. Let's welcome back Spencer Strand. And on bass, our foundation, Mr. Don Morgan. And on lead guitar, the maestro, Mr. Brian Wright. And our two lovely background singers who are not at the stage at this time, the beautiful Antoinette Olson and Abigail Kompst. All right, here we go. We'll continue with our gospel, blues, R&B service. If I can get this set up fast enough. Okay.
I was born by the river in a little town. Oh, and just like the river, I keep running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, and I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a then I go to my brother. I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up, knocking me back down on my knees. There been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long
you. I think we just need to take a moment and just let that sit in. Yes, you know, there is a change coming. Thank you, Talisha. Thank you, band. So it's my pleasure, my honor to introduce to you a friend, somebody who's been a part of this metaphysical teaching, metaphysical science, oh, Lordy, longer than I have, and I've been doing it for a good while now. So this is Rosemary Cathcart. If you don't know, she's a traditional Reiki master, a hypnotherapist, an astrologer, a natural clairvoyant, mediumistic channel for spirit. She has an unwavering belief in the divine order of all things, and she knows the best is yet to come. She's a minister with the Universal Brotherhood Movement, a non-denominational, fully licensed ministerial organization with a worldwide membership. She has served as an ordained minister, director since 1991, and in March of 2013, she assumed the role of president of the organization. So as a longtime member of CSLN's predecessor, Religious Science of Nashville, her appreciation for our teaching and love of this center runs deep. And I know she's honored to be with us today, and we're honored to have you. Thank you, Rosemary.
Marietta. Thank you. Whoa. What a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much, and amazing music. Thank you so much. And Talisha, Sam Cooke released that song, A Change Is Gonna Come, in mid-February of 1964, 46 years ago. So thank you for doing that today. Got everybody off to a rousing start. Now that we're all warmed up, let's use that energy to breathe together, please. I'd like everyone here, I'd like to invite you in the sanctuary and anybody listening at home to come together once again for just a few moments of shared breathing. As we come together as one in mind, one in spirit, removing distractions, one conscious breath after another. As we entrain our breathing together, we help to bridge any gaps or divides in our thinking and in our consciousness so we can truly be together. Concentrating our energies in this one precious moment, this moment in time when we are all coming together for the purpose of focusing, deepening, and enhancing our shared conscious experience of life. I'd really like you to join me if you can. Just close your eyes. You're in a safe place. And as you deliberately take your next inhalation of breath, decide to breathe in newness, hope, and grace. Decide to exhale whatever needs to leave your body or your mind, releasing any prior experiences of life that may have created anxiety or separation. Inhale once again, knowing that this one moment in time contains all you need for your growth, your ease, and your ever-evolving sense of self. Exhale anything that prevents your full attention from being on this one holy moment. Opinions, ideas, assumptions, let them all go gently, but deliberately. As you inhale once again, believing in the power of your divine connection to all of life. and your innate ability to grow into all that awaits your discovery. As you exhale any remnants of fear or separation, now as you begin to return to a normal pattern of breathing, let's come back together to the count of 3. Number 1, taking a nice, ordinary, normal breath, inviting your full attention to return to this moment in time, this day, this place, as you exhale. Number 2, taking a second easy, relaxed breath and coming back into your physical body, moving your hands and your feet ever so slightly as you exhale. And number 3, taking a third inhalation of breath and opening your eyes very slowly and gently to all that now awaits your discovery and your renewed awareness of who you are as you exhale. Thank you so much. Thank you. Entrained breathing is a great trick for any practitioner or therapist. If you entrain your breathing to whomever you're working with, they immediately trust you. And they will immediately be open to whatever anybody wants to say. Isn't that a lovely thing? Character, leadership, and spirituality. Sounds like pretty weighty material, and it is, but I'm always open to suggestions from people or above. Just as I had decided to pick a lighter topic, I walked into my guest room and the book, The Road to Character, by David Brooks, literally fell off a table and opened to this section. Quote, "Good, wise hearts are obtained through lifetimes of diligent effort to dig deeply within and heal lifetimes of scars. The job of a wise person is to swallow the frustration and just go on setting an example of caring. The message is the person. Life is much bigger than we think. Cause and effect intertwined in a vast moral structure that keeps pushing us to do better, become better, even when we dwell in the most painful, confused darkness." Apparently, this is my topic today. The message is the person, cause and effect, intertwined in a vast moral structure. Sounds like they're speaking our language, right? Character is not just one thing. It's a complete package of how we were raised, who raised us, what messages have we taken in as appropriate patterns to emulate? Did we have heroes to look up to or not? These are the traits that I consider essential to character development, and you may have more, of course. Consideration for others, discernment, discipline over oneself, gratitude for all of life, honesty and honor, humility, integrity, kindness, love, maturity, moral fortitude, patience, responsibility, service, unity of purpose, and wisdom. That's a pretty lofty set of characteristics, but each one is an essential component toward what constitutes one's character en route to leadership. If a person has not done their own inner work, their own emotional work on themselves, there is very little substance from which to draw. I've been abundantly blessed to have worked with teachers who embody these admirable traits, and most of the time, I was paying close enough attention to really get the lesson. During my training at the Aquarian Research Center, I played host to a number of incredible people throughout the years, and one such man was Gibran M. Sebneh. He was a Moroccan shaman of the old traditions, and if you've ever worked with an indigenous teacher, you know they operate on a schedule that's only true to themselves. One week when Gibran was in town for a series of classes, he awakened me at 3 a.m. by pounding on my bedroom door. As I scrambled to wake up and pull myself together, I had no idea what he had in mind this time. As I walked into the hallway, he gestured to the front door and said, "We must watch the night sky together." I lived in a third-floor apartment about 3 miles from the Atlantic Ocean, and this was mid-October on a full moon night. As we stood together at the railing, I followed Gibran's gaze toward the night sky, and after a few moments I said, "What are we looking for?" His response was, "We are watching the night sky for guidance." A few moments later, I had the silent thought, well, this is just a ridiculous waste of time. And at that exact moment, a flock of the noisiest, whitest, and largest Canadian geese I had ever seen rose up from the direction of the ocean and flew in a perfect V formation right up and above my building. It was a thrilling sensation. And as I looked at Gibran in awe, he said to me, "All right, now, go back to sleep and ask what the message our teachers, the geese, have for you tonight." And as we turned back toward my apartment, he looked at me with fire in these dark black eyes and said, "Never, ever think that time with a teacher is a ridiculous waste." Yeah. Okay, I was embarrassed, I was ashamed of my behavior, and quite stunned at the fact that this very gifted man had read my thoughts verbatim, absolutely verbatim, attesting again to the fact that we are all one, and what happens within one mind is always transmitted for the entire planet to hear. Hence the need for self-discipline and maturity. Check out for yourself the meaning of geese and that V formation. They were speaking to me that night. Another gentleman who exhibited extraordinary grace and character was Sadhu Gruwal. He was a Brahmin from Punjab, India. His father wanted him to be an engineer, and he wanted to be a traveling mystic. He came to the United States for college, and after college, he became an engineer with Ford Motor Company for the remainder of his working life. But on the weekends and during vacation, he traveled all across the country teaching spiritual disciplines. So I think his father and he both achieved their lifelong goals. It was quite a coup for our small spiritual center to have a man of this esteem join us. And I worked diligently to promote his Friday night lecture and his Saturday workshop. The Friday night program, as expected, was standing room only. I had 12 people registered for the workshop, and I was delighted. But Saturday morning came, and only 3 people showed up. And I was mortified and disappointed. When Sadhu arrived at the center, I told him there were only 3 attendees, and he gestured to the conference room, motioned for me to follow him, and we looked inside. There were 3 eager students getting set up for the day, and if you've ever been a workshop attendee, and I know you have, we take our water bottles and our notebooks and our recorders and whatever else. Dr. Gruel looked at me and said, "I don't know what you're seeing, Rosemary, but I'm seeing 3 brilliant sparks of light, eager to learn. And you will be joining us, making that a roomful of 5 brilliant sparks of light. That is more than enough for the divine and quite good enough for me." To this day, that all-day lecture, and he didn't cut corners, it was 9 to 5 with an hour and a half for lunch, and he treated everybody to lunch. A very classy dude. To this day, that remains one of my very best workshop experiences. The quality of the content was extraordinary, but I learned so much about the trap of my ego. I was the one who was wrapped up in how many people were coming. I was the one who had a quota in my brain. This man just came to teach. It taught me so much about the trap of my ego and the vital importance of quantity versus quality. I don't believe you can achieve an authentic sense of your own spirituality without first working on your own character as you work toward becoming a good leader. It is not an overnight job. A leader in your own family, a leader in your community, a leader in your church community, an example to others of what genuine authority vested in a higher source actually looks like. We've all endured such a rough year. Between the pandemic of COVID-19 and the heartbreaking racial injustices that have plagued our country for so long, it's a wonder any of us are still standing. We've had true warriors and giants depart this earth plane this year. I loved the guy who got into good trouble, Representative John R. Lewis, the boy from Troy, an original freedom fighter and a congressman from Georgia. I found him to be a man of character, leadership, and deep spirituality. Let's pray that he and our beloved Chief Justice Ginsburg are both looking down on us kindly, offering us courage, strategy, and wisdom. They were both people who loved humanity and fought for the rights of every citizen, no matter the color, the sex, or the sexual orientation. Unfortunately, our beloved country was founded on genocide, which is a stunning statement to make, but it is true nonetheless. A black man from Alabama and a white Jewish woman from the Bronx knew this at a deep soul level, and they worked tirelessly to change the status quo for all of us. The explorers who first arrived in this country in the 1400s thought nothing of killing the Native American residents and claiming their land for themselves. For 100 years before that, the importation of the slave trade had begun as early as the mid-1500s. Yes, indeed, our beloved country has plenty of work to do. But you know what? This moment in time is our opportunity to change that. It is our opportunity to change that imprint and sincerely right the wrongs as we pledge, not vow, but pledge to stop the behavior that is so inconsistent with universal laws and with spiritual laws. Here's what we need to be mindful of, my friends. To every action, there is an immediate, equal, and very swift action called a consequence. Some might call it karma, and today, Captain Karma is riding a very fast horse. As a case in point, I was visiting with my dear friend, Kelly Moreland Jones, soon to be a Baptist minister, and we were pondering these issues of race and social injustice and the interconnectedness of all life on this planet. And Kelly shared with me how she offered a real-life lesson to her then 10-year-old son, Beau. On May 25th, George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis. And I have to wonder, I really, from the point I come from, wonder who hurt so deeply the man who killed him, that he should be so soulless in that moment, that he should completely leave his body and leave any sense of self. That's just me. On May 25th, George Floyd was killed in Minneapolis, and less than a month later, the largest Sahara dust storm in 50 years began to make its way 5,000 miles of a journey across the Atlantic Ocean from West Africa to the shores of the United States. The continent of Africa, the origin, the original home of all of our Black citizens, was sending us an immediate and very direct message. The week of June 22nd, as Kelly and her son Beau were walking in our lovely neighborhood of Oak Hill, she asked Beau to stop walking, close his eyes, and just inhale, just breathe, and tell her where he thought he was. And after a few inhalations of breath, on that very quiet, lovely suburban street, Beau opened his eyes and said, "Mom, it's the beach. It's the beach." It was his only reference to sand. So less than a month after the death of George Floyd, the ethers had become so saturated with that message from West Africa that a 10-year-old boy could feel it in the heart of Oak Hill, Tennessee. 5,000 miles away from the place of its origin. There is no separation. There's no separation in mind. There's no separation in heart. There is no separation in body. There is nothing that happens anywhere in creation that does not have a consequence. And we need to become more mindful of our actions, our intentions, our thoughts, when we don't think anybody can hear, and our mindset. Actually, it's really long past that time, but we wake up as we wake up. And when one awake person is proud of who they are, they act as a symbol to wake up everyone else. I have many, many friends of color, and they are exquisite human beings. And I have many, many gay friends who are like family to me. And we need to take care of these people. I want them to feel safe. I want all of them to feel safe, just going about their day, loving whomever they choose to love, and feeling whole in the eyes of society. We cannot truly say We are people of character, capable of handling any leadership role in the world or anyplace else, or call ourselves spiritual beings until all children of God have equal care, equal safety, and are all legally protected. I want to leave you with a poem from Friedrich Niemöller, who was a prominent German anti-Nazi theologian and a Lutheran pastor. I keep a copy of this on the back of my pantry door, and whenever I start to forget my role in this world, which I have worked to attain, and that role is as a person of character, who is a leader, and who is a spiritual teacher, I read this again and again and again and again until I wake up. Because we all slip. We all get lazy, and we cannot get lazy anymore. This is entitled, First They Came. Quote, "First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for the Catholics, and I did not speak out because I was not a Catholic. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me." We can heal this. We can heal these wounds. I have such a belief in divine order that if anything has ever occurred, there is an equal response to it that is full of love and joy and hope and authenticity. I never think about going to the store in the middle of the night to grab a soda. A lot of my black and gay friends do. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? There is great hope. Together, we are always stronger than any adversity, and it's good to remember that the shadows never overcome the light completely. Let's be that light. We have every resource we need. We have every skill we need. We are bright, hooked up people who want to be spiritual beings doing good work in the world. So let's claim that. Let's be that light everywhere, every time, in our thoughts, in our most quiet moments, when we're interacting with our colleagues, when we're out in the world wearing our masks and being good citizens. This is a human thing. It's not a political thing. It's humanity. Let's keep one another safe. Let's be safe. Let's live. Let's be that light now for everyone to see, for our country, for every citizen, and for the entire world beyond. We can do this. We are doing it. Thank you so much. I love being here. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you. So now we come to a time in our service where we have the opportunity to give back to this community, to give back to this teaching, to give back so we can keep our doors open, so we can learn, so we can grow. So if you can make a contribution online, and it's to a description below, or you can mail your check to our street address that you'll find on our website. So if you could hold your gift in your heart, in your mind, in your hand, say with me, divine love as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so is it.
Oh. What happened to board announcements? Let's wait a second here. I didn't.
Holy smoke. All right. I'm
We need
telling
those
you.
announcements now.
I was going to say that this is a hard act to follow, okay? Thank you, Rosemary, very much. My name is Kate Prentice, and I am a board member, and today I am going to be giving you your board update. Please notice if you are, look to the newsletter and to our website at CSLNashville.org for a lot of this information. If you aren't getting the newsletter, you can go to the website and find a button for that and get that. Our board has reopened the applications for board members because there are 4 positions open. And that period of time, members can apply through a link in the newsletter or at the website. And you can, the application period will end October 9th. Our annual meeting has been rescheduled to accommodate additional board member applications, and this date will be, Sunday, October 25th at 1:30. This Wednesday evening, please join Reverend Lynn for his lively discussion with practitioners and guests and members, and it is called Soul Refresh, and this week's topic is the value of forgiveness. The service begins at 6:30, and you can find the login link in the newsletter. A new credited course called Mental Equivalence is now open for enrollment, and it runs from Thursday, October 15th through November 19th, the week before Thanksgiving. And this is the quote on this. Discover how to expand your thinking and create a larger mental image of what you want, and quit creating what you don't want. Wow, I like that. It's 5 two-hour classes, and it's taught by practitioner David Arnholder and Reverend Lynn. And then I want to thank everyone who is here today for observing social distancing. We have had what we're calling a soft reopening, and we have masks. Everybody's wearing masks, and we're social distancing, and thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. Next Sunday, join us. Ray Wiggins is going to be our featured speaker next Sunday, and his talk will be A Field of Dreams. And thank you for continuing to share your ties and... I'm sorry, what? Somebody gave me the wrong thing. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to walk back a minute, and I'm going to ask you guys to be patient. Esther Nicholson is going to be our speaker next Sunday, and I'm not sure what her message is. What is her topic? Do we know?
Well, I believe that it's on the systemic racism.
Okay, I think you're probably right. I'm sorry for that, and we'll have Ray a little bit later, the 18th. All right, very much. And I'm going to ask this band to bear with me for just a minute. I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege since I have the mic. This has been a year. 2020 has been a hell of a year, and I'm not a fan. And we can put aside what happened with COVID and what's happened with our social unrest, and right here in this center we've had a year of transition, a year of pain, and a year of hurt. And I want to say here and now that when I stood on this platform earlier this year and read a letter of support for our minister from our board, from the minister from CSL, that doing that hurt some people. And I want to say to you as a private citizen that I'm sorry for that hurt. I'm very sorry for any injury that you had. Later in the year, when our minister left, our minister had many supporters here, and those individuals were very, very hurt as well. And I want to say to you, I'm very sorry for your hurt. We have a healing to do, and I want to take just a moment and tell you something, that experience I've had. When I was a little girl, I had very sensitive skin, and when I would go outside, I would get insect bites and play in the grass, and I would have this itchy rash. And then the more I scratched it, the bigger my wounds got, and the more it hurt. And I would cry to my mother and say, "Mama, make it stop." And when I got old enough to understand what she was saying, she said, "I can put some medicine on there, but you have to do some work, and you have to help. You have to stop scratching and give those wounds time to heal." I'm urging everybody here to put in the work to help heal. And I want to say, just to make sure that everybody hears this, there was never a member of the board, past or present, for the last 2 years who did a single thing that they didn't feel was the very best for the center. But everybody has their own pain, and I'm going to urge everybody to do this. If you've done something that you think hurt somebody else, use our respectful communication and go to that person and talk to them about it. Don't go and complain because you've been hurt to a friend. Go to the person that you think has hurt you and talk to them about it. They might not be ready to say, "I'm sorry," but they will be ready to talk to you about what happened. And I urge you to do that. We have a wonderful place here, a wonderful spiritual, loving center, and we need to nurture that right now. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say that. Thank you all. Namaste.
Kate, don't go away. Rosemary, come on. We just happen to have 2 special birthdays today. Okay, it's overwhelming, I know. But Rosemary Cathcart and our board chair, Kate.
Oh my gosh,
Francis.
look at this. Yay!
So give me a G, boys. Okay. Let us sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kate.
Both of us?
I know. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. That was really sweet. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's get Etta for our closing. No, not yet. Jeez. Spence, I gotta break you in again.
I gotta go flip pies. Third time's a charm. These are just samples.
Thank you. Thank you for those words. Thank you for this wonderful day. I just want to introduce myself. I am Marietta Carter, and I'm a practitioner, as with Gwen, here at the Centers for Spiritual Living. And if y'all, or if anybody here or out there is listening to this, would like a spiritual mind treatment, would like assistance in healing and releasing and loving, go to our website, look up the practitioners. We're all available. We're here to do service for you. If you'll join me, I'd like to do a closing treatment. So I know there is but one heart, one mind, one love, and I call this one Spirit. And I know the Spirit has always been here. It's been there and everywhere because it is always present. So let's embrace this spirit of oneness. And as we go through this time of seemingly unrest, let us know with joy that a change is a-coming. We are not influenced by conditions, for we see through any upset or dysfunction to the truth, the ideal reality. We turn completely away from the appearance of imperfection and we turn to that which is complete and whole, and we turn to love. Let us know that as we hold to this knowingness, to the truth, that we live in a spiritual universe, and there is a unity of all life, and we can be consciously aware and one with it. We cannot be separate. So I affirm that we stay focused on good, and that we will keep our attention entirely on good, and goodness and love will fill our hearts and minds, as that is the law of mind. The mind of God is flowing through us. It flows through me. And I affirm that the mind of God is right where I am, and that it is always present. And I am very grateful for this teaching. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful to be around such beautiful, talented, creative beings. I'm grateful that a change is coming, and that I am and that we are a part of this change. And with a very grateful heart, I release these words to the universe. I release these words to law, knowing that this and something greater is happening. And join with me as I say, and so it is.
All right, now.
Your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Keep me up, which is my desire. Gonna be at your side forevermore. You know your love gonna lift me higher and higher. I know your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Now I'm down and broken hearted, and disappointment was my only friend. And then you came and I departed, and you know he never showed his face again. I said your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Keep on lifting me higher and higher. I'm so glad I finally found you. You're that one in a million, and I whip my loving arms around you. I stand up and face the world. I said your love keeps lifting me, lifting me higher and higher. I said your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Keeps lifting me on, lifting me. You know lifting me higher and
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at loveCSLN.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.